Okay, we are in a point. All right, I'm at a point where I've got my desirable grain in my little short block, and I gotta have a little piece of plate here before I stand the post that will support one entire end of my carrying beam up here. So right now, this carrying beam is rigid enough, given its thickness in both, it's tall enough and it's wide enough and it's rigid enough. If properly supported, it can carry all the weight of all these joists and the surface area that they're under appropriately. And we come down with a solid post to the floor. Now what does that mean? Here's our subfloor. It should be plywood. Now this is an older home. I think it was plywood at one time, but the little piece here now that I've taken these nails out has come loose. So here we are. It's going to be difficult to see, but our carrying beam for the first floor over the basement goes right beneath me in the same fashion as the new one we put upstairs or above us. Now this is the end of the floor joist that goes over that way to the outside foundation wall, and here's the other floor joist that goes over that way to the outside foundation wall. So this is excellent because it means we have posts under this carrying beam and we have joists right underneath this subfloor, and so thereby we're coming down with our forces and our weights, and they're going right tightly to the ground. I wouldn't simply want to have subfloor here and have these joists existing back here and over there, whatever the 16-inch bay. Or ultimately, I wouldn't want this location to fall between two floor joists in a bay, or all I'm counting on putting all that pressure on is the subfloor. So it's extremely ideal to have these right underneath where we're putting our weight. It's excellent. I'm just going to put this little piece back in here because it simply needs to be a sandwich. It really doesn't hurt anything to have him floating around like that. And then I'm going to add our plate to him, and I'm going to be screwing right through him and right into those joists, so I know where they live. And I've got some 4-inch screws here, so I can be sure I can do 1.5 inches through this, 3/4 more through the subfloor, and end up with quite a lot of significant attachment into those joists. I didn't want to use something shorter to end up with a little tiny bit of engagement. You want to shoot for a lot of engagement. So what is that? It's 1.5 inches and 3/4. It's 2 1/4 total, and then after 2 1/4 out of 4, 1 3/4 inches of this is going to end up in that joist, which is excellent. And that will create a nice foot for us. And really it's just going to be pressed on straight down, so it won't make much difference once it's attached.